Hello, this is J183, and this is my prediction video for the upcoming Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. And yeah, it should be hopefully a more exciting race than the Russian Grand Prix, which happened a few weeks ago. So first things first, I have Valtteri Bottas to win the race. So as it's been pretty much put everywhere this week, the Spanish Grand Prix has had different winners ever since 2007. So like a different winner has won every year since then. So I'm just going to jump on the bandwagon and say that it's going to continue that way, and say Valtteri Bottas is going to win. It only makes sense, like if a different winner is going to win, it's either Bottas or Ricciardo, and are the only two drivers in good cars who to actually have a chance of winning to win. So I've gone for Valtteri Bottas. Next up alongside him, a different one with Max Verstappen I've gone for in second place, which probably quite surprising, but Red Bull are announcing a B-spec car this weekend, and I really think it'll be very good and a lot closer to the Mercedes and the Red Bulls. Verstappen, as we know, is probably like the most exciting overtaking driver and defending driver on the grid. Whether it's legal or not is a different matter, but he's definitely exciting. So yeah, Verstappen to go second. What I think will happen, like I just a spoiler, I've gone for Hamilton to get pole position later on in the video, and I reckon he'll get a pretty bad start, and then Bottas alongside will take the lead and then force Hamilton wide or something, and Verstappen will go second. And then because Spain's so hard to overtake, Verstappen will hold second from Hamilton, because he's very good at defending, as we saw in Spa. He was pretty forceful, to say the least, and I've just absolutely bottled it. Forceful with Raikkonen, and then in Japan he was pretty exuberant with his defending on Hamilton as well. So yeah, Verstappen to come second, Hamilton third, and Sebastian Vettel I think will have a disappointing show in fourth. He is a championship leader right now, but I've gone for him fourth place, and yeah, I just don't think Ferrari will have it this weekend. We saw in pre-season testing that it was pretty close between Mercedes and Ferrari, but I think Mercedes will sort themselves out, because they will probably try and just sort out the problems that they've had this season with running behind cars, as Spain is where you can get the first major upgrade. So I reckon Mercedes will make that little step forward ahead of Ferrari. So Vettel in fourth, Ricciardo in fifth place, not making too much of an advantage of the V-spec car for Red Bull, and Raikkonen sixth, which is, as you'd expect, I've put the top six cars in the top six, just a bit of a different order. And then seventh place, I have gone for Carlos Sainz, because I think in 2015, in his first season, he qualified sixth place, I believe, in a pretty terrible Toro Rosso. So and then last season he came sixth as well, and was running on a podium for a bit in third place after Mercedes crashed. So yeah, I've gone for Carlos Sainz seventh. Seems to like it in Spain. He might have the power of the home crowd or something like that, but he seems to always do quite well there. So I've gone for him seventh place. Eighth place I've gone for Hulkenberg in the Renault, as he did quite well in Russia, getting a few points. And yeah, Hulkenberg to come eighth. In pre-season testing in Catalonia, the Renault was faster than the Force India, very, very close to Force India anyway, but the Renault, it should suit the circuit more than the Force India, as it's not got like Force India's more around top speed, and just like Renault has slightly more downforce, I reckon. So yeah, that's why I've gone for Hulkenberg ahead of both Force Indias, and both Force Indias, as I say, running out 9th and 10th place. For Perez 9th, with Ocon in 10th, as you would expect, because he's out of 4 races he's come 10th 3 times, so yeah, it only seems logical to put Ocon 10th. And then onto the race events, and I've got Kimi Raikkonen down for fastest lap, as I think he's had fastest lap 3 times. It's definitely twice, it might be 3 times so far, out of the first 4 races, so I reckon Raikkonen will just get it again, because he always tends to just be running on his own, and then at the end just pushes and gets purple lap. So Raikkonen to get fastest lap, Hamilton, as I said, to get pole position, then get a bad start from pole, as he did last year. He lost position to Rosberg into turn 1, so I reckon he might do it again with Bottas, his new teammate. And then position gained, now I've gone for a different one here, because as we saw in Russia, I went for Stoffel Van Dorn as position gain, just because he'll probably qualify last. And I've gone for a similar tactic here and gone for Marcus Ericsson, because he'll probably qualify last, and just by the virtue of finishing, he'll probably get most position gain, because we've seen it's difficult to overtake. So if he just doesn't retire, then I reckon he'll probably get a position gained award. So that is why I've chosen him. And yeah, on the whole, Spain's normally an okay race. We saw last season there wasn't much. It's obviously difficult to overtake there, but last season obviously the Mercedes crash, which is like one of the big talking points of the entire season, let alone just that race, and then Verstappen went through to win. And it's obviously hard to overtake, but it's not impossible, as we saw like down the pit straight as DRS obviously, and we saw Ricciardo go for the absolute dive bomb of dreams last year, and play a bit of ping pong with Vettel, as that famous radio once said. But yeah, hopefully we get a decent race. It can't be much worse than Russia, so we're going in optimistic. Hopefully Spain's a good race, get a lot to overtaking, and a different winner maybe. But that's going to be the end of my prediction video. If you liked it, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J183, and I will see you next time.